Hello musicians, thank you so much for checking out this video. Now, what if there was an improvisation technique that always sounded good? Like you'll never miss a note, you'll fully learn the sound of chords, and you'll begin your understanding of how to make the changes, as we say in the jazz world. Well, there is, and it's called chord tone improvisation, and we're going to break it down today. So let's not waste any time, let's get started. So what are chord tones? They are the tones that make up the chord and generally up to the octave. So if I was playing like a C major 7, then the chord tones would be, right? Now, you might say, well, there are chords that go beyond the 7th. So anything above the octave, these are called extensions. So like if I played a C major, 13 sharp 11, the D, F sharp, and A in this case would be extensions. And these are your chord tones, the root, 3rd, 5th, 7th. So if I had a simple song that went, let's take the song Autumn Leaves. We'll use that one as an example. And the first few chords are C minor 7, F7, then B flat, major 7. So the chord tones for the first chord would be C minor 7 would be C, E flat, G, B flat. The chord tones for the F7 would be F, A, C, E flat. And then the chord tones of B flat major 7 are B flat, D, F, A. So if I was like to kind of arpeggiate them. Right? And so the whole idea behind chord tone improvisation is that we're just going to use the notes of the chord tones, those few notes, as the basis for an improvisation. So why chord tones? Well, 3 main reasons. The first one is that you learn the sound of changes, right? So in academia, so in high school and college, when you go to jazz band class, they'll put you in class and the teacher will teach you a scale, like learn the C minor blues scale or the F minor blues scale. And then they'll say, okay, that's all you need to know. And then you just, you'll hear solos like this. Say, for instance, somebody says, let's play a blues, F major blues, 1, 2. And you're just going to go. And it's like, that doesn't sound so good. And I've seen it, or they'll slow it down. Stuff like that. It's like, that's not the changes. That's not the song, And like, you're not learning how to do that. You're just kind of. So when you start with chord tone improvisation, you're learning the changes. Number 2, it sounds good. When you base your improvisation on the chord tones of the song, you're not going to miss any notes. You're going to sound good. Let's take the song Autumn Leaves. So C minor, F7 to B flat major 7 to E flat. So I play the chord tones of like Autumn Leaves. So immediately I'm sounding good. There's no wrong notes. Everything's right. It feels good. Sounds good. And the third reason is with less notes, we can increase our creativity. So by focusing on fewer notes, you're forced to be more creative. So limitations lead to greater creativity. Think about it. Some of the most creative people, athletes, or artists, a painter who's being creative painting something, they're limited by their canvas, so it'd be hard to appreciate the work if there was no limitations. They could try to paint a whole, I don't know, state, that it'd be hard to appreciate, or a whole country, it'd be hard to appreciate the work because you can't see it. But when we put on the limitations, now we can appreciate what's done. Same with music, we have limitations. So if we limit ourselves, it forces us to be more creative. So how do we do this? 4 quick steps. First thing is start with the 1, 3, 5, and 7 of each chord. So if I'm doing the song Autumn Leaves in B flat, so here we go. Then, and then, and then, and then, and then, and then, right? And then once you get the notes, I'll always add time. So. Now you can do this with both hands or one hand, so. So you can do it with both hands or one hand, whichever one you like. So that's the first step. Start with 1, 3, 5, 7. The next thing you want to do is practice each inversion. So we have, that's kind of root 3, 5, 7. But let's invert it. So 3, 5, 7, 1, or invert it again. Or invert it again, right? But not just going up always, also we can go down. So when I was doing this, I would like challenge myself, like the first chord, I would start with the root, you know, but the second chord, I would start with the third. And then the next chord, I start with the fifth. The next chord, I start with the seventh. And then repeat it again. All right, and then I would go down, you know, start on the seventh, now the fifth, now the third, now the root. Right, seventh again. Right, the third, oh no, it's fifth, that's the fifth. And then the third. Okay, and get comfortable doing that. Just so we're working out the skills, the necessary movements required, the physicality required to do this thing. It's kind of improvisation. Now, once you're comfortable with that, the next thing is to vary the rhythm. So I was simply going, you know, we're just really, really straight, but kind of have some fun. See if you can vary the rhythm. So see if you can vary the rhythm of it and have some fun with it. And then the last tip is, I know the chord tones are within the octave, but here's a fun idea. Extend to the ninth. There are a couple reasons why. One is that extending to the ninth helps make the whole line a little more symmetrical, so it's easier to play in time. So, and then, right? And right here, so we have a couple options, but would be that. And then for the D, the third is, the ninth is flatted to stay with the key signature. Right? So let's try a couple examples and see what happens. So let's review that. Let me just show you. Now you might be saying, Chord, were you playing all chord tones just now? Yeah. Well, I'll show you again. Watch. I'll just play something. Let's look at that. That's C minor, and then here's the notes from F7. That's all F7. Right? And now, but there's something I'm doing very important that helps make it feel the way it is. So I'm being very intentional. I'm trying to make a statement, not just, as Taylor Ike would say, press buttons. I'm trying to make a statement. So I'm going to speed it up a little bit, and I'm going to add the ninth. So I'm going to extend to the ninth. Right? So here we go. Let's give it a try. So this is the starting point. And then from here, you can start adding passing tones and chromatic notes and a whole bunch of other ideas that I talk about in some of my courses and in private lessons, where that'll make it sound like this. So listen, if you are a gospel or jazz pianist and you feel like you've hit a plateau, you're not sure how to improve, you want to improve, and you're looking for some help, you want some answers, I would love to sit down and talk with you for about 15 minutes and just see how I can help you improve. So what I've done is there's a link in the description box. Simply click that link and you can set up a free 15-minute video call with me at your convenience. All right, so I'm looking forward to seeing you then. So again, as I said, this is just the beginning. This is just to kind of wet your taste buds for improvisation, to get you started. Remember to be intentional with what you're playing and you'll always sound good. So this is a great technique to start with. So thank you so much for checking out this video. And until the next one, be blessed and happy practicing.